channel. For those who are new to the channel, I'm Charlotta and this is the School of Pattern Cutting. In this video I'm going to talk about how you can use gathers in your pattern cutting along a yoke. So how you can make a top or a dress which is quite fitted at the top and then has lots of gathers at the bottom. I'm going to look especially at Claire McArdle, because she's got a beautiful example of it, but also of different designers of the time. So I'm going to actually look at some Pierre Cardin, I'm going to look at some Balenciaga, and so 5 different examples of using gathers well. This is our yoke top, or mine even. If you want to find out how to create garments using gathers and yokes, we've got a new Vintage Pattern Cutting Masterclass on our websites. The link is in the description below and it just gives you all the diagrams and videos. But I thought I'd show you how you can actually use a really simple top because it looks quite wearable, it's quite cute, but it's just a top. But I just wanted to show you how you can analyze it and look at different designers and then create your different styles. And there's one I'm going to make myself as well. So we're going to start with the lovely Claire McArdle, who I think is completely undervalued. What do you think? Because I know there's quite a lot of fans like me of Claire McArdle out there, but she sort of just isn't really well known, which is a real pity, I think. Who do you think I should look at who I don't know about? I'm sure there's lots of designers, come across new ones every day. Let me know in the comments below of people to look out for. I already had fantastic comments for 2020, so I want to see new designers. So this is the Claire McArdle. What I like about it is that it's very similar construction, but she is really clever. So she used a really clever fabric, which is a stripe used this way, and then she uses the same stripy fabric around the neck and down the center front, and then she's got like a placket and she wears it with a big belt. So I think the whole dress is actually just a shift dress, but then it's worn with a belt. So it's like this top, but there's a lot more sort of tiny pleats and it's lengthened into a dress. What she also does really well, she's put some little pleats in the sleeve, so you get this sort of really nice volume all around the dress. And then for the yoke, or sort of shoulder plackets, she used a blue matching fabric, but it's plain. So you got stripes everywhere, but then, what's really clever, she's pleated her stripe fabric so you can only see the blue at the top. So it's tiny pleats, exactly the same size of a stripe, and she pleats it into that blue yoke. And that just makes it much more elegant. So rather than it sort of, because of a stripy pleated dress could be quite rustic, but by having that really beautiful detail, attention to detail, you can really change your top. So if you use the stripe and a matching plain, it's quite labor intensive, but to have a pleats, the width of the stripe, so it's like a kilt as well, but you really pay attention to the fabric you're using, and you're making something which is quite a simple top to put together into something really clever and beautiful. That's why I love this top, because the drafting ideas behind it are not basic, but they're quite easy to understand and put together once you've learned them. But then you can do lots of different things with it. So that's a Claire McArdle, which I love. And then I'm going to look at some other ideas of sort of similar period, but who used gathers really well. And I think gathers and yoke, it just makes an absolutely fantastic silhouette. So next I want to look at a really intricate example of a yoke and pleat again. It's I think maybe slightly later than Claire McArdle, I'm not 100% sure. It's from a vintage old auction, and it's this blue dress. I think it might be slightly earlier even, but it's absolutely beautiful. So it's got a similar yoke to this top, but they sort of, instead of going up and down, they've made it like a beautiful half moon shape. When they put a tiny little stand collar on, and they put sort of, same as mine, covered self buttons all the way down the front. And I would say it's pretty similar to that. It's like really fine wool like a really matte wool, like a crepe maybe. And we've done tiny gathers. Actually, it's a similar amount of gathers like this top, so it's not too much. It's really delicate, and we've done tiny gathers at the sleeve head as well. And then they've done this really beautiful, the button stand curves out into the waist. So rather at the moment my top is straight, they've done a button stand, when it curves underneath the chest and it pleats back in. And that's like such a flattering look. It's sort of really timeless. It's been used in the 40s, it's been used in the 70s by Ossie Clark, but I think depending on fabric you use it, it's timeless, it's contemporary, it will look fantastic. And you could either use it all in a plain fabric like I've done it, or if you think of a Claire McArdle, you could do it in a stripe and a plain, or you could do it contrasting plains. Fabulous dress, whatever. And I think that's what's great, that once you've mastered sort of base vintage pattern cutting, you can then, you look at anything you see and you think, oh, it's actually the same, just a bit better, or a bit different, or a bit more advanced, but you're going to sort of improve your skills all the time. I'm now going to look at two fantastic dresses which are the opposite of the Claire McArdle in the blue dress. So there's one by Givenchy from 1958, and it's actually an illustration, but I absolutely adore it because it's so simple, it's timeless. You could make it into an evening dress in a silk, you could throw it on as a day dress in a linen, but all they've done is basically they've done the neck really wide into a bow neck, then they made the yoke a bit deeper, and they then just, you have little bows holding it all together, and then you got quite a lot of volume which hits just about the chest. So if you're really curvy, it's quite tricky to pull off, because like that's exactly where your volume hits, so you might want to keep the volume a bit subtler. But otherwise, I think it's for most body shapes, it's a really great look, because it's just like fit at the top, and then it's got this sort of really relaxed gathered style. And we've done a really nice, well, there's a sort of knee length, but I would probably make it a bit shorter. And there's a really, some people use a really nice silk fay, which is like a really structured silk, and it will just look really sculptural and elegant in the evening. And then there's a different interpretation of the same sort of style, where you've got layers of gathers into a yoke, which is with Balenciaga. So again, it's similar to Givenchy, it's exactly this dress. All they've done is they made the neckline bigger. They've done it quite high, the yoke, which I think is actually flattering, because down here it can cut you off more. So they've done it quite a high neckline. And then they've done one layer of gathering, and then where your waist is, another layer of gathering. So you get this sort of really nice gathers all around. So you start really tiny when you get bigger and bigger, and then you got your legs coming out. So it's again a really flattering look. And they've done it in a beautiful spotted, really thin silk or cotton. So it's slightly see-through at the top. So it gives you a look, it's sort of not as solid, and then it becomes a bit more solid on the second level and really solid on the third level as you have lining underneath. And you can just imagine it into like in a muslin or cotton lawn, and you just throw it on and you look fabulous. So that's the dress I'm going to make this year as well. So again, if you want to see I'm getting on with making all our vintage pattern masterclass garments into my own garments, have a look on our Talking Patterns series over the next few months and on our Instagram, and I'm going to sort of update you how I'm getting on with making my own patterns into clothes. So the last one I want to look at is a bit more out there. A lot of you might just think, what is she talking about? But look at this Yves Saint Laurent image. It's like so over top, and that's absolutely beautiful. And what I love about it, so far we looked at sort of quite very elegant century, we looked at the really nice McArdle, which is really wearable, and then this Yves Saint Laurent is just so over top. It's sort of done in different silk, it's got highlights, But the bones of a pattern cutting in there is again, they're like yoke tops, but they've made the yokes into the shoulder, so it dropped the shoulder, and then they got all this of gathering all along when they're highlighting it in specific binding and colors. And what I really like is they've got one where I actually put a little collar, so it's very like a smock. So this would look really nice if you put a one-piece collar on it and you made it slightly oversized out of like a denim or linen, and then you just throw it on and you feel like you're Monet in the garden pottering around, or Sarah Raven in her beautiful garden. But Yves Saint Laurent, he's made out of this amazing patterned silk, so it suddenly becomes super glamorous. But you can imagine, if you put like a shirt collar on, you can imagine wearing it with a pair of trousers, a pair of jeans during the day, or as a dress in the evening, like a longer version, or as a really glamorous top in the evening. It would make you feel fantastic. And the other one, he's done like a normal neck, and again he's put sleeves on and tried to drop the shoulders and on these big sleeves, but then he's got like a gold band, so it becomes even more glamorous. And that's what I love about this top. You can sort of really style it up, you can style it down, you can look at lots of different designers and be influenced by it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this fashion analysis, and can you please let me know in the comments which yoke top garment would you like to make. But whatever you do, enjoy your drafting. If you have enjoyed this video and want to take your pattern cutting to the next level, please sign up to our free Darts Essential course. It has fantastic video tutorials and lots of diagrams. If you're interested, please click in the description below and sign up for free.